suggesting that this is going to be maybe a regional phenomenon to the extent there's no nuclear? I mean, that's a long way from the nuclear renaissance everyone was talking about 5 years ago.
So for new nuclear to be built, you need three things. One is you need scale. Okay, so Plant Vogtle 3 and 4, it's about a $14 billion project. Now we own 45.7% of it. It takes about 10 years to build it from licensing to completion. So you better have the best level of financial integrity. You know that if something's going to commit that much money for that period of time, you better have the wherewithal to withstand the vagaries of the world's financial markets. Highest level of financial integrity, and we have that. And then the third is you better be credible in terms of operations. This is not an industry for beginners. So scale, financial integrity, and credibility of operations. So you start sorting that out and you say, okay, and then I need those companies in an integrated, regulated environment, which cuts out half the United States already. And there aren't that many that can go forward.
So you're saying, I mean, I know that this project is going on in Georgia, and there's one in South Carolina.
That's right.
But do you see in 5 years, are there going to be any other projects, or is this going to be it for another generation?
I certainly hope so. We would consider building more. Ours is going so well in Georgia, and in fact, just a brief fact, and no one tell at cocktail parties, but it's good stuff. When the project was approved in the Georgia Public Service Commission, we thought it would increase rates about 12%. The benefits have overwhelmed any small cost increases we've had, and now we believe the price increase in Georgia is only going to be between 6 and 8. You know, it's so kind of sexy in the vernacular for people to say, oh, big projects, you're going to fall behind schedule and costs are going to go crazy and everything else. This one's actually going better than anybody expected.
But it's still got cost overruns. It's still...
Okay, so let's talk about that. Hot button there. Cost overruns, no. Have cost increase? Yes, but why?
What's the difference there?
I'll show you. Piece of cake. When the project was approved, it was approved before we got the licenses from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. And it took us around a year, longer than we thought, just to get the licenses through the process to commence construction. So we had to move the schedule to reflect when we got the license, right? So that schedule changed. It's not behind schedule. We changed the schedule. And when we changed the schedule, you move money out in time value of money. That's largely why the $381 million cost increase occurred. The construction of the plant is within 0.5% of its original budget. And it's up $381 million. The benefits that we have brought to the project since construction, since it was approved, is $2.3 billion.
I mean, what are you talking about in terms of benefits?
So, some of the incentives the government put out in place is loan guarantees.
Right.
We just got those approved. That was in the news recently. Production tax credits. We thought we'd only get a portion of those. Now we'll get likely all of our allocation. We fixed what was otherwise a variable contract. The contract had some indexes, and you know what's happened to inflation, right? It hasn't been there. So we fixed out some of that at a price lower than the original price. And the capital markets have been awfully friendly to us. This has been a wonderful environment from capital cost standpoint in which to build a big nuke. And so for all those reasons, we are $2.3 billion better than where we thought we would be. That overwhelms the $381 million that is associated with the change in schedule.